Alright guys, so we're going to be jumping into this thing called the Pythagorean theorem, so make sure you pause and copy down these vocabulary words. First one says, in a right triangle, the two shortest sides are legs. Okay, so if this is my right triangle, let me get my little handy pen. If this is my right triangle right here, okay, so there's my right angle. The legs are going to be these two short sides. So they're always the two sides that are connected to the right angle. Okay, so here is one leg, here is the other leg. It says the longest side, which is opposite of the right angle, is called the hypotenuse. So this long side, that's opposite of this angle, that right there is the hypotenuse. Okay, the Pythagorean theorem is an equation that shows the relationship between the legs and the hypotenuse, where we call one leg A and we call the other leg B. It does not matter which is which. Those are interchangeable. And then we always call the hypotenuse C. The Pythagorean theorem gives a relationship between those two values, so that A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Alright, so here it is copied out, another picture of the triangle. If you didn't draw that, make sure that you do. Yeah, so just have this copied out in your notebook. Alright, so here's how we could use this. It says finding the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse, again, is the long side of this triangle. It says find the length of the hypotenuse of the triangle. Well, we would substitute our values in. So here we could say that this side is A, and that this side is B. And if you recall, the theorem is A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So for A, instead of A, I'm going to substitute in 5. And then instead of B, I'm going to substitute in 12. And then that value equals C squared. From this point, I simplify. Okay, so 5 squared is 25. 12 squared is 144. This is following order of operations, exponents before addition. And then I add these two values, which is 169. And then we get an equation that looks like some of the stuff that you were doing a few days ago. So I find the square root of both sides to get rid of this square. And the square root of 169 is 13. So that is the value of C. The hypotenuse is 13 centimeters. Alright, so here's one that I want you to try on your own. Try to figure that out. Notice here it says to draw a picture. If you're confused about things, make sure you draw a picture. And hopefully when you're done, you find that the length of the hypotenuse is equal to 20. If you did not find that, you made a mistake, go back and try to figure out what you did. Okay, here it says an architect drew the sketch of a bridge shown below. The bridge has 12-foot long horizontal members, should say members, that's plural, and 24-foot long vertical members. Okay, so this is just a fancy way of saying bars, or metal joists. So here, these are 12-foot long, and then this part right here is 24-foot long. So this, if this is my triangle that I'm looking at this particular triangle. This part is 12, that's a leg, and then this part is 24, and then that's another leg. So that is what I'm trying to find. It says, what is the length in feet of each diagonal member? And then here it says, round to the nearest foot. So the way I'd set this up would be 24 squared plus 12 squared equals C squared, because that's what I'm looking for. This value right here is C. That's my hypotenuse. Alright, so I go ahead and multiply these two things. 24 squared is 576 plus 12 squared is 144. That equals C squared. Add those two values together. You get 720 equals C squared, and then using your calculator you find the square root of that value. And it says to round to the nearest foot. All right, so when I do that, I get C is approximately, and I get some big ugly decimal, 26.832 ... something that goes on. It says to round to the nearest foot, which means I look at this digit. So C is approximately, and I'm running out of room here, and I apologize for that, but C is approximately 27 feet. All right, so that is your solution for that. Here is one that's similar for you to try on your own. Go ahead and pause and copy that down and try that problem on your own. If it helps you, you may want to draw in these values down here, like this is 22 and this is 25. I don't know. But hopefully when you're finished, you find that the hypotenuse is equal to about, that should be wavy, about 33 feet. All right, so if you didn't get that, go back and try to find your mistake and correct it. And that's it for today. Really, really short video, so I'll see you guys in class and we'll work on some of these problems. Have a good day.